What's up guys, it's Keith, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about NRG, a project that has such strong fundamentals that I can realistically see it doing a 100x from its current price position. Now, if you are no stranger to my channel, you'll know that I have covered NRG on a couple of occasions since January of this year, and these were sponsored reviews. Now, let me just say, this is a continuation of that sponsorship, but this is not a scripted review. This is my opinion, and I have based my opinion on certain fundamentals, which I'm going to explain in this video. However, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Always do your own research before entering any investment, especially in cryptocurrency. So with that out of the way, let's just have a quick recap. Now, I've put a link to what is NRG, a video I did a few months ago. I've put a link to that in the description below, but just as a quick recap, it was founded by this chap here, Tommy Wildpower. He was a crypto YouTuber, one of the original crypto YouTubers, might I say, from who joined YouTube in April 2013. Nice one, Tommy. So he's been involved in Bitcoin for quite a long time, and he's seen many a boom and bust cycle. As such, he's got quite a unique perspective on what he can bring to the crypto space, and it really shows with their current price action. Just check this out. They've recently rocketed in to the top 100. This happened last week. Well, look at that. Amazing. $101 million market cap. Now, let me just put that into perspective, okay? It's currently trading at $5.78. Now, they mint new coins, 1 million new coins every single month. So for them to have achieved that is nothing short of spectacular. And they've done that, what I believe, from a combination of having an amazing community, strong fundamentals, spending a lot of money on development, and also pushing the boundaries. You know, they're making sure that they are addressing things that the crypto space really needs. Now, check this out. This is where things get quite interesting. Now, Dash, which they are a heavily modified fork of, currently has a $1.5 billion market cap. Okay, so that's 15x from the current price, or the current market cap of that of NRG. Now, if you look at this here in the mix, now Dash is ranked top 15 cryptocurrency. It's up there. It's one of the best by market cap. However, I believe that NRG have got some savage improvements. I really do, and I'm not just saying that. I really do think that this is 10 times, if not more, better than Dash. And let me just explain something here. Look at the all-time high of Dash, right? Market cap was $11.9 billion in the midst of the last bull run in 2017. Now, as we all know, Bitcoin hit just under 12 grand yesterday, and well, 11.5 grand or something like that. It's doing incredibly well right now, which is a good signal to say that we are on the cusp of a bull market, which is why I'm putting this video out for you guys today to see, so you can draw these comparisons. Now, speaking of comparisons, look at this particular infographic. Now, just check this out. Even though Dash has a market cap 15 times higher than NRG, NRG has a treasury more than double the size. Now, let me just break down for you why that's really important. Now, if an ICO, for example, raises, let's say, $10 million, that war chest that they've got, it is constantly depleting, and they need to spend an inordinate amount of money on things like market makers, exchange listings, devs, which is obviously the most important thing, although many people forget that in this space, as well as just the ongoing costs of running a business. Now, if you are an ICO, you're going to burn through your war chest pretty quickly, whereas they didn't have an ICO. They were born in a bear market. They've got their treasury. They mint 400,000 NRG tokens a month for the treasury, which is currently $2.2 million. And Dash has a similar business model, but they don't have quite as much money to throw at it from their treasury. Now, this is something that NRG and Tommy and his team, they worked this out a long time ago, and they have got potentially an infinite treasury as time goes on. Now, you've got to realize they're minting 1 million coins a month. That is, some may say that's a lot, but you know, it will take over 2 years to mint the entire supply of, say, Bitcoin, you know, and 2 years for them to double where they are at the moment. So if you just take a look at their supply right now, The current supply of NRG is 17 million. You know, in a year and a half, let's say, a year and a half, the supply would have doubled. But with the current price action growing month on month, I don't think this is something to be particularly worried about, but it is definitely something that you should consider before investing in this project. That being said, there are ways to buffer that, and that is through their masternode and their staking rewards. Now, the energy masternode structure, you need 10,000 NRG coins for. Now, when I first covered NRG in January, it was only $1 a coin, so you could have picked up for $9,600. You could have picked up a masternode, which is now currently worth 57 grand. Now, a really impressive thing here as well is that they have a ROI, which does go down in time. Can I just say, it does go down in time, but the ROI is 83%. That means that you'll get nearly another 50 grand a year just for staking that. Now, if you bought a house for 60,000, I doubt you would get 50,000 in rent each year. So that's what makes their masternode incredible. But if you don't have that sort of money to throw about, and by the way, this is third-party information published on masternodes.online. I've linked it in the description below. If you don't quite have 50 grand or 60 grand to throw at the masternode, which I know I don't right now, you can also stake some coins using their staking wallet. Now, this is another third-party site, stakingrewards.com, and they've got here the yield, which is still pretty good, 62.5%. Look at that. That's your annual ROI. Now, I've actually got 1,000 NRG coins, and in my last video 3 months ago, I thought I started staking, because what I did is I went to settings. Actually, I've already done it now, and here there'll be a menu that says start staking, and then you get this green these green ticks at the bottom, this green arrow. That means that you're currently staking. I made the mistake, the mistake. See what I did there? Okay, enough of that. I made the mistake of closing the wallet. No, you just minimize it. It needs to be connected to the internet, and you need to keep the wallet ticking over in the background. Otherwise, you will not get your staking rewards. Now, it's been 90 days since I did my video. So that means I've missed out on 90 days of what would have worked out at 1.7 NRGs. That means that's around about $10. So I've missed out on $900 worth of staking rewards because I closed the wallet. Don't do a Keith. Now, obviously, not everybody's got money to throw around at projects like this. Now, NRG did have their earn drop. So I'll just take you through that very quickly. They had the earn drop, which if you go to the top here, this was basically where you got rewarded for sharing NRG on certain social media websites and whatnot. And you could earn up to 100 coins, which by today's value is nearly $600. Now, the earn drops are drawing to a close. There is still some in certain regions still happening, and they haven't distributed them yet. However, they've got this instead. If you go over to their Discord, I'll just throw an image up. I don't have Discord on this particular machine because I keep getting the Discord beeps and I can't stop it. But yeah, if I just show up this image here, if you click on this little rainbow icon that says Energy Rain, this is where the admins are raining down literally free NRG on their community members. So you can earn NRG if you're active in the Discord group. Check it out, okay? Just find out how you can do it by joining the Discord group and having a little chat with the admins there. Now, ultimately, all of this stuff like the earn drop and the NRG rain and all this clever stuff is really good, because if you combine it with that of the masternode rewards, you might be thinking, well, hold on a minute, does this create a lot of selling pressure for this cryptocurrency? Well, no, it's actually creating a really loyal fan base or customer base or community, if you prefer. And that is one of the key things in cryptocurrency. You know, Bitcoin is number one because it's got the best global community. Fact. Okay, absolute fact. But with the NRG staking rewards and the masternode rewards being so much higher than that of Dash, they're going to start losing people. Okay, so a lot of people are going to be migrating from other projects such as Decred, PivX, Dash, and they're going to be heading over to NRG, and that's absolutely one of the driving factors as to why the price action is increasing right now. Now, let's look at what else is happening, because there are two other pretty monumental things that are happening. Now, earlier this year, you may remember, and last year, that I've been covering a project called Digitex Futures, the first zero-fee futures exchange, which is not launched yet. However, NRG have announced that I'm laughing because I had this highlighted, no firm estimated release date yet. If you're not new to the channel, you'll know why that was funny. It says here, Energy Core begins work on Energy X, a zero-fee futures exchange rival to BitMEX, with its primary trading pair being NRG, so not Bitcoin. Energy X is a major endeavor and will be one of Energy's major focuses over the coming years. It alone can drive major demand for NRG and enormously empower Energy, both in the realm of cryptocurrency exchanges and as a cryptocurrency platform at large. Now, it says here that there's no firm release date, which I just giggled about, but the launch is tentatively planned for Q3 2020. What is exciting here, and as we've seen with the use case of Digitex futures, is you can extrapolate the volume by leverage. That means that if there's $1 billion daily volume on something like Energy X, then if it's got 100x leverage, that $1 billion can be 100 billion. So that creates a lot of volume and less selling pressure, in fact. So this is a very positive thing, and you can understand why they're doing it. It will also cause their volume to spike through the roof, which will give them a lot more exposure, but they've got pretty good volume. Let me just go back to the CoinMarketCap stats and just check it out. So the current volume is $800,000 a day. If we go to something like Dash, Dash is 300 million. So, they've got a way to go, and definitely the introduction of their futures exchange could be something that could do that, and is certainly going to be driving the price. You only have to look at what happened with Digitex futures, which screamed up as well into a $100 million market cap because of the type of project that it is. So it's great to see somebody else getting into that space and also potentially bringing out an exchange before them. So definitely worth keeping an eye on it for that. And also, Digitex, can I just say, has a treasury where they're going to be potentially minting tokens unlimited. So are NRG. These are two companies or two projects that have very similar aligned goals, but NRG definitely have already brought a lot to the fore and have a lot of money to throw at development. The last thing that I want to highlight to you guys as well is they're bringing smart contracts to Energy 3.0. It says here that Energy 3.0 released Energy rebuilt as a smart contract platform adapted from Ethereum, compatible with apps written for ETH. So this is pretty cool. So obviously they were a heavily modified fork of Dash. They're now completely rebuilding as a hard fork or as a modified fork of Ethereum. But they're going to bring with it the treasury, the governance, the masternodes, all of that sort of stuff, which is incredible. Now, they're planning on releasing this in the next 6 months, which puts it at the same timeline of that of Ethereum 2.0, which is another massive driving factor to this platform. Not only that, they also are going to be having a what's the term of the words completely escaped me.
A few moments later.
The one thing that ETH 2.0 won't have that NRG has is that Energy is going to have their own incubator program where they're going to be offering grants to some of the most promising dApp projects that are building on the NRG blockchain. That's actually huge. I can't believe I forgot that. And now, as I've just been fuffling looking for that, and then it's written right here. NRG will be onboarding the most impactful blockchain projects and dApps into the Energy platform. Energy will also be giving grants and providing support via their incubator program for what we determine to be the most powerful upcoming dApps in the space. This is pretty exciting because, they're obviously looking at moving away from that ICO model. They didn't have an ICO to start with, and by giving grants to promising projects, they also don't need to have ICOs. And let's be honest, ICOs are very hit and miss in this space, and something that very few people who have been around for a while are really interested in investing in right now. Whereas solid projects like this and what they're doing. I mean, look, NRG, let's look at some of the take homes here. They're going to be competing with Ethereum on the macro scale. On the micro scale, they're going to be competing with the likes of Digitex futures. And that's just one tiny part of their grand scheme. It's certainly something that I'm excited about, and as such, I can see it overtaking Dash by a long shot and being a genuine contender for the big boys in the top 5, your EOS, your Ethereum, and also overtaking the likes of Cardano, which seems to just be quite static at the moment. So, as ever, guys, do your own research. I've put all the links that I've used for resources in this video below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that notifications bell, the subscribe, and all that bit. Got it in the wrong order, doesn't matter. But just hit the like button and let me know what you think of this project in the comments below. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll speak to you all soon. Peace.